Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Olympia Soiree. And last time we got Tokusata's good ending, and now we're gonna get his bad endings and read the after stories. So I've loaded up our first save to get bad ending one. So we were hanging out with Kanan, and this is where I think he's gonna shoot us. I don't know what's gonna happen, but anyway. Then, do you think the two of us look alike? We say not. Whoops, God, I said the wrong thing. Not really? Not really. Really? We're supposed to be twins. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Why is skip red? Okay. Well, yes, I guess some traits are similar, like your face, but you're both just different. Well, we did live apart all of our lives. As they say, nature versus nurture. It seems the environment in which one grows up plays a stronger role in personality than hereditary aspects, or one standing at birth. Yeah, I mean, you're a douchebag and your brother's nice. So. Which is why my brother is of the yellow. Okay. And then he's talking to us. Okay, so. Actually, that's interesting. It doesn't go right here. Okay, so then we say, I don't know. Could it be the person you love, Tokusata? I don't know. I don't know. Now that. Oh. Okay. That just straight up is the only thing we say. I don't know. Oh, this goes through a lot of different chapters. I would have thought like that would have been the thing, but we got several chapters after this. Okay, so we have to say, I'm a bit busy. You made the wrong choice. I feel bad for Kaina, but Tokusan is a bigger priority right now. I'm sorry, but I'm a bit busy. Please, I want you to hear me out before I change my mind. I couldn't refuse Kaina, seeing how desperate he was. I understand. What is it? Okay, so he tells us the same thing anyway, but it's because we were like, haha, I'm gonna say no? Instead of hearing him out. Okay. We go through the rest of the thing, so, Interesting, because I see down departed twins. I scroll up in my guide, because we're not really spoiling anything at this point. We know we're going to choose the opposite. You seem rather distressed yesterday. When you went after him, what happened? I have no idea. I have no idea what happened. I wasn't able to find him at all. Okay. You don't have to be so mean! I feel like this would be her normal response to him, but... Must I remind you of the article he first wrote about you? Oh, right, we're talking about Kanan, right? You don't have to be so mean. You don't have to be so mean. So I wasn't being mean, I'm just being honest. He's a right bugger. Well, I think you should talk to him. Oh, Nagusa, hi. And you don't kidnap me there? Okay. Are you gonna kill Doma? No? Wait. No? Wait. No? Oh, that's true. That was before. Okay, no. Huh. We go all the way and we get to skip through this. Interesting. I kind of figured that when we had to save there, it was because Kanan was going to kill us then. But no, we go through this. The same shit happens. How many bad endings did Riku have? I mean, I feel like he had... Well, I don't really remember. I know he had the one where then he becomes the executioner. Oh, and then no, he had two, because he became the executioner, and the other one he died. He got washed out to sea, and we had that beautiful CG with Shura. Where it was like, wow, Shura's actually a human being instead of being a bitch, because she kind of comes across as being such a bitch, but then you're like, oh, okay, it's just the exterior. Still a little bit of a bitch, but, you know. Alright. So, we're still over here. Lord Tsuneho's still poisoned, and... I forgot. Did we go into the Parted Twins chapter? No. Oh. Ah, Olympia, perfect timing. Come here. Kaina, what happened? Oh. Does he get to us before? He pulled me into an alley and spoke in an excited voice. It looks like I can go up to the surface. Huh? Kanan's messenger came to me yesterday. He was able to get approval from the military. Kanan? Something didn't sound right. I don't want to put a damper on Kaina's excitement, but could it really be true? That's great. I'm so glad it worked out. So, when are you going to the surface? He said tonight. I can hardly wait. I'm sorry. I'm just so excited. I can finally apologize to Tsunami. Finally. I can't tell him that I don't trust his younger brother now. I want to thank you again for your help. There's not much I can do here to show it. No need to thank me. I'm just happy things turned out well. Kaina's gonna end up dead now, thanks, girl. You should tell him. Be like, oh. I mean, I know you're happy, but I don't trust Kanan, but... Seriously? Kanan was able to get permission? Even after Kaina and I parted ways, I wasn't able to shake off an unsettling feeling he's gonna kill Kaina. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're gonna end up in the same place that we were. Maybe not. No, because there was a chapter after Parted Twins. It was Pink Blade, which is weird, because when was the blade ever... Some of the other ones kind of make sense. That one didn't make sense if I think about it, but anyway. In fact, my anxiety about the situation seemed to grow more and more. Maybe I should let Akaza know, just in case. I hate to share people's private business, but... I stopped and boarded a nearby carriage. Oh, we're getting kidnapped again. I'm just concerned. Ugh, there's so many things to worry about. I'm worried about Lord Seneho's health. What if he got Haku? No, Kuroba was there for him, so I'm sure things turned out fine. I forced myself to cheer up when I noticed... Huh? It looks like we passed the plaza. Sir, I asked to be taken to the plaza. It seems that we've passed it. Shut up! This ain't stopping at the plaza! The bearded man beyond the window chuckled. Huh? Jump out the door. Stop right now! I'm getting off! What's the meaning of this? I said stop! I don't know the meaning of it either. All I was told was to get you in a boat to one of the islands around here. An island? So I'm his target? Can't believe I let my guard down. Yeah, because remember the orange owns an island. I need to get out of here. I kicked at the door with all my might. This was no time to care about politeness. Someone! Anyone! Shut up! If you don't pipe down, I'm gonna shove this thing down your throat! Someone! Help! Help! I can't scream really loud because it's late at night. I don't want people to think I need help. I yelled at the top of my lungs to no avail. The carriage continued moving away from civilization. No! Help! Someone help! It feels so anticlimactic when you're like, help! Someone help! No, help! Someone help! And I'm like whispering it, but again, I don't want to scream help with paper-thin walls. It ain't personal. I got nothing against Lady Olympia, but a man's gotta eat. And this is our bad ending. Okay. Tokusata! We're getting kidnapped. By, I'm assuming Kanan. Tsunami. I love you, Tokusata. What is happening in this CG? Obviously, he drugged us. I'm glad the drugs were so effective. I heard it works best on the honest, and I guess that's true of you both. So, Kanan got his brother out, kidnapped us, and is basically like... Oh, God, this is so wrong. You can't blame Kaina for this, because he's being drugged, too. You can only blame Kanan for this weird forced rape scenario, because we think we're with Tokusata, he thinks he's with Tsunami, and Kanan is just watching. There's something so just disturbing about this. Like, for everyone involved, like, Kanan, why are you watching, you dirty pervert? Poor fucking Kaina. Because then he's like, wait, you're not Tsunami, and what did I do? And then we're like, you're not Tokusata, what did I do? Like, shit. But, The CG is goddamn pretty. I can't, like, I'm sorry. This is a terrible situation, and there's something. Oh, no. Stop. I don't. But the CG is so fucking beautiful that you're like, the CG is pretty. And, like, but this is so wrong. Like, it kind of fucks with your head. Anyway. Thank goodness, Tsunami, you're back. I didn't think you were alive. I never thought I'd see you. I can really hold you like this again. Tokusata, tighter. Hold me tighter. Ah, Olympia, you look so happy. To think you've never shown me that face before. Tokusata? Unfortunately for you, Tokusata's not here. This is a secret underground warehouse that only the leader of the Orange can enter. The person who brought you here is likely dead by now, so no one will ever be able to find us here. Tokusata, you're here, right in front of me. What will be your fate, I wonder? Will you conceive a child for the Orange, or will you simply go mad? This drug is rather potent, so prolonged use of it poses difficulties. And then again, I do want you to have happy dreams. That makes the bad ending dreaming until the end. Yeah, that makes now sense. It's interesting because then I wonder, because in the good ending where he's like, I lost a part of my body, and you're like, his arms and legs seem fine, and you're like, the implications of where you're going with this. And then there's this, where instead of him just giving her the drugs, and then he's doing the inappropriate things, he gets his brother out of Yomi. That seems like a long, like really something to drug his brother into doing that. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes you think, like, Kanan, you can't. You know what I mean? Like, that makes me like, wow, I would be kind of pissed if that happened to me too, I guess. Like, you're like, I had Haku, and then now I just can't, like, why should I get married? I can't procreate. I can't have kids. And so I feel like less of a person. You know, people like, and you, well, first of all, you treated me like less of a human being because I'm in the Orange class. And I mean, even if you lost an arm or a leg or anything, but like, that's got to kind of fuck with you if you're a man, I guess. I don't know. Like, but, and I feel like that's what they're inferring, because otherwise wouldn't he just be assaulting her himself instead of drugging his brother to do it? Because it seems like added steps is all I'm saying. You know, it's a beautiful CG though. And like, if you just saw this CG, you're like, oh, are we having like a weird brother sandwich moment? And then you get to the scenario and you're like, oh, it's god awful. But the CG's pretty. Like, well, anyway. You may not believe this, but you are very special to me. Tsunami, I love you. I love you. Are you happy, dear brother? We look so alike, yet we're vastly different. Although, Kanan does look gorgeous in this CG. I will give him credit there. He's beautiful. The whole CG is beautiful and creepy, but do your brother a favor, won't you? I want you to pleasure her in my place. Yeah, okay. I feel like that's exactly what the game is trying to tell us. Hold on, I gotta take my allergy pill. Sorry, should have taken it before I started recording, but I forgot. Anyway, and then my alarm just went off, so. Olympia, look at me. Tokusata. You really know how to rub me the wrong way, don't you? I bet you'll never look at me or say my name until the day you die. Still, I won't let you go. Until the very end of this world. It's a fucking hot CG. Like, the CG's hot. And, like, the situation, you're like, okay, like, this brother sandwich. All right. But, like, not the way it went down. But you're like, if you just wrote it like, oh, I don't know, I can't choose between Kanan and Kaina. And, like, okay, like, twins. Like, but, like, that's not what's happening. So, yeah, I guess that's what we are supposed to infer, is that's why he had to use his brother. Like, pleasure her, because I can't. You kind of feel bad for Kanan, but at the same time, you're like, this is not, you know, sweetie. No, don't. I mean, I feel bad for him, but this is no way to act, okay? Like, it's no way to act, you asshole, but... let's see. I think it was this one. Okay. I think we're gonna die in this one. Might I remind you of the article he first wrote about you? You don't have to be so mean. Poor Kaza. I have to say, for bad endings, like, that one wasn't... It was bad, but there's, like, a weirdness about it. Like, sometimes where you're like, it's bad, but I'm okay with it. Like, I think I like it as a bad ending. Like, sometimes those bad endings where you're like, I don't like this, but I kind of do a little bit. Like, never in the real world. No, that is... Oh, no, fuck you. But, like, in the sense of you're playing a game and it's in a fantasies thing, you're like, yeah, you know, it's not bad for a bad ending. There's something disturbing about it, but, like, I'm okay with it. Like, how slightly disturbed I am. Like, it's disturbing, but I like it. It's like the Color X Malice one where you're like, Shiraishi is your pet and you've murdered all your friends. You're like, I know it's bad, but I kind of like it. Like, you're like, there's so much wrong with this, but I kind of like it anyway. Like, I don't know. Like, I think my favorite bad endings are ones like that where you were like, there's so much wrong with this, but I actually like this bad ending and I feel like I might need therapy or I might need to reevaluate myself because why? Those, I think, are more disturbing than like, oh my god, we got murdered, he got murdered, this happened. You're like, this is an awful situation, but I don't hate it. That's more disturbing because it makes you question yourself. You're like, am I fucked in the head? Like, what is wrong with me? It's probably the CG, to be honest. Like, could you have put like a more beautiful CG in a traumatic situation where you're like, huh, anyway. You don't have to be so mean. Anyway. But hey, we think we're with Tokusata. Here he comes. Think he's gonna kill Doma this time? That'll piss me off. Don't you dare fucking kill Doma, even in a bad ending. That's the kind of trauma I can't handle. Oh, interesting. Lady Olympia, is there a problem? Lord Tokusata just ran through here in a hurry. The guard stopped me as I ran out of the manor. I don't have the time to explain right now. I'm sorry that I have to lie to you. Everything is fine. Tokusata and I just had an argument. And nothing bad happened, so there's no need to worry. If you say so. I need to go after him, so I'll be back soon. No, you won't. Huh? At this hour? But Lady Olympia... the ending, this one is titled Lovers Atop the Waves, so I think we're gonna drown in the ocean, kind of like Riku did, but I think we're gonna drown together, so... I don't see him anywhere. I was just outside the estate, but Tokusata was nowhere to be found. It's gonna be hard asking people where he went, especially since there's hardly anyone around. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna need some help to find him. Thank goodness, the lights are still on. Akaza, I need your help! What is it? I trust you, so I'll explain what happened. Tokusata tried to kill Doma. What? He wasn't able to go through with it, so he ran off, but I feel like something bad's about to happen to him. I know it's a selfish request, but can you help me find him? Understood. I'll keep the details a secret and have everyone here search for him. Thank you very much. I bowed to him quickly before running out. Is everyone gonna die in the ocean in a bad ending? No. She said no, but I mean, I feel like yes, because Riku did, and on Tokusata, that's like 2 for 2. He's not here either. Beach, bitch. Come on, go to the beach. Lady Olympia, what brings you to Yomi at this hour? I'm looking for someone. Have you seen Tokusata of the Green come through here? No, I don't recall seeing any permits from the Green this evening. I see. Thank you. Tokusata, it's me. If you're here, answer me. Tokusata! My yells were muffled by the sound of crashing waves. I mean, this is where we found him when we ran after, you know what I mean? Like, initially, so. I doubt he'd go back to the green after what happened. Where else could he have gone? I looked up at the dawning sky. Where else would Tokusata go? A place crossed my mind. I hurriedly ran to the wharf and jumped into a nearby fiacre. Oh. There's someone there. Tokusata! What? Tokusata, calm down. I didn't come here to capture you. Doma isn't interested in coming after you, so just forget what happened. I can't do that. I'm gonna be executed. I can't stay on this island anymore. Then you should have been at the beach jumping into the ocean. This ain't gonna get you anywhere. That's not true. Why don't we go to my hideout for now? There's no place for me anywhere. I'm gonna be executed. Tokusata, calm down. Sis, you should stay away from me. I don't want to drag you into my mess. Tokusata, of all the things to say, I'm supposed to be your... Found you. I thought we were going to die in the ocean, and instead these fuckers are going to kill us. Great. Tokusata, you were unable to perform a miracle after all. Why, you... Poor Tokusata. I guess you can't escape fate. Too bad I'm going to lose my friend to execution. Shut up! Tokusata! It's no use drawing that katana of yours. You weren't able to kill Doma, remember? Kanan, so you two forced him to do that! Don't you ever go near Tokusata again! Go near? Tokusata's gonna be executed soon. I suggest you start looking for a new husband, Olympia. Tokusata, don't listen to him. Let's go! Olympia, you need not protect him any longer. Forget about Tokusata and come have dinner with me. Would both of you just go away? The false outsider. What a disappointment. I suggest you disappear gracefully. They kind of sound similar, but like whatever. Nikusa, any more of that and... Shut up! A silver blade flashed through the air and blood spewed forth from Nagusa's arm. Tokusata, why you... I thought you were a coward, but you just proved me wrong, Tokusata. Kanan, call for help! My arm! Nagusa grimaced in pain as he held his badly wounded arm. You do realize you just made it more difficult to escape the death penalty, don't you? Good work driving yourself into a corner. I'm gonna take Nagusa to the hospital. As for you, there's nowhere to escape now, Tokusata. Tokusata ran away with his blood-stained katana in hand. Wait, Tokusata! I chased after Tokusata and managed to get inside the same fiacre he boarded. After he told the driver to go to the beach, a heavy silence enveloped us. Oh, okay, so we are going to die in the waves. I was like, I'm really confused. We're going to die at the lake here? Oh, Kanan and Nagusa are going to kill us? We're still... Okay. But, you know, hey. They had to, like, drive it home, you know? Nagusa, I don't think he'll die from that, but there's no way to escape the death penalty now. What should I do? Die together in the ocean. We alighted from the carriage, but Tokusata still said nothing. I mean, lovers atop the wave seems like we're both gonna drown. He simply walked straight toward the shoreline. Sis, you don't have to follow me anymore. Huh? Yeah, I decided to go back to my homeland beyond the ocean. Go back? Tokusata! This wasn't good at all. I guess I was never meant to stay on this island, so I've decided to leave for good. I wanted to help you, sis. I wanted to change things on this island, but I guess I couldn't do it. His bright smile was making my heart wrench. But then how do we get the after story of this app? Because I feel like, don't we always get... Well, we get one bad ending after story, right? Yeah. So that'll probably be after the other one. He's like, I don't know where you went. I have no idea what happened to you. Probably. You know, just like Enriku was like, I am the executioner now type of thing, so... Here. Tokusata took out a small pouch. It's a dye used at the green, but it's also a powerful poison. Oh my god, are we gonna Romeo and Juliet the shed? I wanted to take the pouch away from him. but the thought of Tokusata's future here was already bleak. I'm sorry I couldn't save you. I'm sorry I was a useless imposter. He tried to save me. He tried to change the future with me. But, well, I better get going. Stay safe, sis. Such a cheery goodbye to jump in the wind. Wait! Just as he was about to turn around, I took hold of Tokusata's arm. I want to go with you. Sis? I've always wanted to see where you came from, so I'm coming with you. Don't be ridiculous. Sis, you know what I'm trying to do, right? I want to go with you. He's like, you know I'm going to go kill myself, right? She's, no, I'm going to come with you. And he's like, you don't know what's happening here. Like, without me, the white bloodline would perish, and the sun would fade one day. But there was no way I could abandon Tokusata, especially after seeing his smile. We absolutely going to Romeo and Juliet this shit. Don't worry, it'll be all right. I'll take care of it and get rid of your enemy. I'm going to save you. And together, we can change the future of this island. I was the one who put him in this corner. Maybe we can make it across the ocean if we're together. And I see. You're right. Together we can make it there. I was thinking to be lonely by myself. Nagusa would no doubt get his vengeance on Tokusata. There was nowhere on this island where he could find happiness now. Let's go. Or it's going to leave like we're drifting out in the ocean. We have no idea. I'm kind of curious. We've been adrift for 6 days. We have no food. We didn't even bring food. We're just adrift on the ocean. Are we dead? Like, that's cute, I guess. If we're probably dead in a boat. I hope we really do make it to my homeland. I want to show you where I was born. Like, we didn't bring any food with us. Like, we're gonna die. If the whirlpool doesn't get us, we're gonna die. That sounds fun. I wonder what we can do once we get there. It's still a pretty CG, though. Why don't we have our wedding first? That is, if you don't mind taking me as your husband. We'll have fancy meals and you can wear a traditional Japanese wedding dress. I'm sure he'll look beautiful. What will you wear, Tokusata? Me? I don't know. I'll think of something that'll look good next to you. And we can live happily ever after. Forever. Yes, together. Forever and ever. You are my husband, after all. Does it just end like that? It just ends like that. It just ends with them on the boat, and you're just, I guess, supposed to be like, oh, they're gonna make it. You know they're not gonna make it, right? You know they're gonna die. Like that's, I think that's the worst. Oh my god. I didn't notice that in Tokusata's little chibi that Paris is sticking out. Like, is he wearing a hat? That, like, Paris is sticking out from underneath? Because, like, that's not... It almost looks like it's something behind Tokusata's head, but then Paris is, like, mushed. But anyway. Short stories. Yeah. I mean, you know there's no way, right? Like... I'm wondering where all of these come from. Oh my god, we got Kaina and Kaina memoirs. Those are new. I was just wondering, because I'm like, you only have like 6 love interests, and there's 3 stories for each, so like... You know, but I mean, like, I'm like, where are all these other ones coming from? Other side characters. Oh, so we got a lot to read. So before we read, let's read the Kanan and Kaina memoirs. And then we'll read the other stories that I might be a little bit happier. You want me to write about myself? I can, but it's going to cost you. Perhaps you can get me a kiss from Olympia. I'm just kidding. If that was our bargain, I'd never be paid. Well, not that having money helps me now. Let's just say it's on the house this time. The timing is perfect because I was just thinking of writing a suicide note. Oh, this must be after the good ending. Why are you frowning? You don't know me. Does it matter to you whether I live or die? Unbelievable. This island is full of meddlesome fools. I don't want to lecture, so I'll just retract my statement. You just want a memoir, right? Let me see. Where to begin? Ah, that's right. I can talk about my father. Oh god, it jumps up sometimes like one line and then it's like 5 lines and it gets confusing. Okay. And the reason why I know the details of the Red Calamity is because of the previous leader of the Orange, Sozan, compared compared with Lord Hagane. It's because the previous leader of the Orange conspired with Lord Hagane. Wow. My father longed for Tenyo Island until his death. He awaited the arrival of a white flower with each full moon, but it never came. And eventually he married a woman he didn't love. He made excuses to delay his wedding until he was 25 years old, but the flower never appeared. And that was the turning point when his love for Tenyo Island transformed into hate. Well, it feels like definitely nature versus... It's definitely like your father nurtured the hate in you. Jesus. Lord Hagane was... Was he of the yellow? Before Doma? Which one was he? I can't remember now, but anyway, I feel like we've heard that name before. Anyway. It was around then his friend Lord Hagane came to ask him for advice. It seemed the outsider Doma married a woman on Tenyo Island in secret and even had a child. I told you Doma was our father! Okay. He might not be our daddy. And he could have but he might be. And I'm sorry. But fuck if that's not the funniest goddamn thing. Because I didn't really 100% believe it. I was like, maybe that's why he took us in, because he's our dad. Like, hell yeah. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Oh my god. Actually, that makes all the rumors and everyone's like, you're like Doma's lover. What? That's gross. He's my dad. This is not confirming that he is our dad. It's just he had a child on Tenyo Island, so I'm just saying it could be us. It might not be, but could you imagine? That is the fucking best. Oh my god. I bet, well, you know what? I bet he's like Fuso. I bet he remembers. You know what I mean? That's so cute. Maybe that's why he's so angry. Wow. Kanan spilling the shit. But I knew. Again, he might not be our dad, but I feel like there was something in my brain that was like, he's our dad. But it's like, okay, he had to get close enough. My thought process led... The beginning of the thought process was, Doma made it to Tenyo Island and knocked someone up. I was just thinking it was our mom. It might not be our mom, but still, I'm gonna count that as a win for me until we find out. Like, come on. Anyway. Yeah. Lord Hagane was never invited to the island either. Can you imagine how furious those two were? I think Lord Hagane was the one that Doma took over for you. So that night they threatened a couple men holding those flowers in a scheme to board the boat in their place. Mind you, my father is quite the spineless coward. So Kanan's father is the cause. Wow, and Hagane. After taking away the flower, he got scared and decided against going to Tenyo Island after all. And then the moon and sea turned red. Lord Hagane returned shaken and refused to speak, even when pressed. Okay, so his father didn't go, but Lord Hagane went. And he wasn't supposed to, and then that's why all the women killed themselves, because it wasn't the people that were supposed to show up. That's interesting. All he would say was that he would be cursed by the white. 2 weeks later, Lord Hagane died from Haku. When Lord Sakio from the hospital received word that he passed away at home, he went to investigate. Apparently his body was so decomposed that you couldn't even tell what side of his head was his face. Although, I heard something interesting from Lord Sakio. Even in its most malignant state, the full extent of Haku's virulence couldn't manifest overnight, no matter how sudden the onset. Unless, for example, one were to be injected with a large amount of Haku bacteria, or if one consumed the Shinamizu in great quantities. Tsukuyomi just poisoned a bitch. Tsukuyomi poisoned a bitch! He's like, you made my precious daughters die! Because, like, Tsukuyomi, like, everybody was his precious child. Like, I kind of want to see that scene play out. I want that to happen because I want to see Tsukuyomi's face, like, pissed. I just want to see the rage in him that made him murder someone, because you know that's what happened. You know that is what happened! Or he was like, gave it to Doma and was like, this is your job. He could have killed your daughter. Anyway. Well, Lord Sakio simply wrote down Haku on the death certificate, and the cause of death was clearly Haku by all accounts. A year later, my father contracted Haku. Lord Sakio did his best, but it didn't help much. Knowing death was near, my father cried and repented for his sins to me. But his father didn't even go, which is funny. A lousy father, if you ask me. He'd get drunk and tell me he wanted to have sex with a woman of the white, that he didn't love, and that he didn't love my mother. Even though he begged for forgiveness, there was nothing I could do. It was none of my concern. Yes, it had nothing to do with me, or so I thought. But in the end, it was me. On my 15th birthday, I began showing symptoms of Haku. I was able to survive, but a certain organ was rendered necrotic and useless. I told you. That's exactly what they made it sound like when she was like, his arms and legs are fine, and you're like, oh. And then the brother rape scene, you're like, yeah, okay. And here's the confirmation, so. Funny, isn't it? Losing an eye like what Sakio did has an air of manliness, so I wouldn't have minded it. But of all things, I lost the part most important to mating. I suppose this was the curse of the white. Or perhaps a divine reminder to never go near any woman from Tenyo Island, and yet he's obsessed with us. Well, the loss of life and limb from Haku was nothing unusual. I suppose I was just unlucky. Even so, I'll never be her husband. So I can hate her, right? Can I express my hate as though it were love? Can't I express my hate as though it were love? After all, I am the most worthless man in this world. You kind of feel bad for Kanan, like... Because, like, you're not worthless just because you lost your penis, sweetie. But at the same time, it's like... But the way this world works is like, oh, you can't have kids? Worthless. So, like, because didn't one of the other girls in... whatever say, oh, like a woman, like I can't have kids, so I'm worthless. Like a woman who can't have children is worthless, so a man who can't impregnate a woman would be like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's just the way the world treats you. Like, in the real world, Kanan would feel like horrible and have issues and need to go to therapy and work through that, but it's like, you can survive. You are not a worthless person just because you don't have a penis. There's a lot of people who don't have a penis. There's a lot of people who have one that don't want one, and there's a lot of people who don't have one that want one. Like, you know what I mean? There's a lot. So you can manage. You just have to work through that, and it's going to be an adjustment. But also, in this, it's, I can't procreate, and so I'm trash. Because this world is telling him that, and it's like, well, that's kind of awful. And then he's blaming... It's the curse of the women of the white. But your father didn't actually step foot on the island and isn't the cause of it. You know what I mean? But he did conspire to go, and even though he backed out, I guess you could be like, well, but maybe if we hadn't conspired, then Hagane wouldn't have gone, and then whatever, so it's your guilt, really, that's causing these problems. And then, for Kanan, it's, my father wanted to fuck a woman of the white and just hated my mother, and like, what the fuck, like, they suck, and then they die, and then whatever, like, I mean, there's just a lot of things building up that makes him like this, but it's kind of funny that he's like, oh, Spacey, or Olympia, because he doesn't know her real name. He'll never know her real name, right? Like, oh, I hate her, but I want her, but I can't have her, but I'm like, he's all sorts of messed up. All sorts of messed up. Anyway, we're on to Kaina. Are you serious about this? I mean, it's not some kind of trap, is it? I won't get a heavier sentence for confessing to more things, will I? Huh? If I cooperate, it might be reduced by a week? I'm gonna trust you on that, alright? Reduced by a week? Isn't he down there for life? I guess it's like you have to work on the femur bridge for a certain period of time and then just live down there, because it's like, you're never coming up again, so you just never, that doesn't make a difference. For a memoir, can I talk about how I fell in love with Tsunami? I'm not joking here, I'm serious. There's no one I can talk to about it. Oh, but I've been able to talk to Olympia a lot recently. She's a bit of a strange one, isn't she? Feeding a sesame seed ball to some guy lying on the ground. I was surprised at first, since she's nothing like the rumors. Talking to her made me realize she's just really a nice girl. I see her walking around with her new love nowadays. I'm glad that she's happy. But when I see them together, I can't help but envy them, since it reminds me of Tsunami. I like how that just says love, because it could be any one of them. I wish we were able to walk and laugh with each other like that, without fear of being discovered. When we started dating, we'd have to avoid eye contact if we happened to pass by each other in public somewhere. I guess it was so obvious that people started to take notice. I know I should have just acted like I normally do, but seeing someone you love just brings a smile to your face, you know? Kaina, you hurt me so bad. And this is why that ending hurts me too, because it's like, oh no, we were drugged into taking advantage of you. You were also drugged into taking advantage of us. It's a mutual terrible thing that we're doing here. It's Kanon's fault, but like, you poor thing, I just want you to be with Tsunami again. Such a good boy. You just want to hold him and pet his head. It's okay, it's gonna be okay, sweetie, I'll cry with you. Anyway. Even if I tried to ignore her, I'd get restless. Tsunami and I weren't the best liars anyway. When I found out only I survived, I was completely speechless. I felt so sorry and guilty that I just thought over and over again about following her. To be honest, even now there are times I want to just go where Tsunami is. I apologize to her every night that we're apart. When I see Olympia, I think about putting off my death a little longer. I have a feeling she's the one who's going to bring real change to this island, so I want to support her. God! He's the purest soul. God, I can't handle it. There's this guy, Aohito, who I befriended at the dorm. He was exiled to Yomi for petitioning to end the executions. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, alright, I do remember his name coming up once before, but it's like, when it said Aohito, I'm like, do I know this guy? I think he came up in Riku's route, but I loved Tsunami so much, but it was then it dawned on me that I didn't do anything to protect her. I'm from a noble family of the Yellow, so I probably could have done something. I'm so stupid for only finding out afterwards how I might have saved her. If I had realized it sooner, maybe I could have protected Tsunami and... I can't seem to control my tears lately. Just forget what you saw, right? Well, in any case, after all that regretting, I decided to do my best in Yomi for now. I'm sure Tsunami would be happy if this island changed, even a little. I actually really like Yomi. Probably sounds strange coming from a Hazushi like me. I'll probably never be able to see Kanan again. And he probably doesn't want to see me. You know, it might be hard to believe, but he was a really cute kid when he was little. If you ask me, if you ask me if I hated Kanan or not, I'd say it's both. I know Kanan was the one who turned me in, but I guess it was my fault he was pushed to that point. Or should I say, this island? No, I'm not trying to shift the blame. Even if Kanan was brought to me and I was told to kill him, I don't think I could. After all, he's my younger brother, and I can't put all the blame on him. He's such a good boy! He's like, Kanan turned me in, and I kind of hate him for that, but it's not really his fault. The island kind of pushed him to do it, and I mean, I was doing something wrong, and like, but I still couldn't hurt my brother, like, but I'm still mad at him for it. Like, you're such a rational, normal person, where Kanan's like, it's everyone else's fault! It's my brother's fault! How? Like, he just blames everyone but himself. So even if I never see him again, I wish him happiness in my own way. You'd better stay safe up there, Kanan. So, can we finish up now? If you have any more questions, give me a shout. Well, see you later. The difference! The difference! Kanan being like, whatever, God. I hate everyone and everything, and it's everyone else's fault. And Kaina's like, man, you know, I mean, I did some wrong things, and my brother did some wrong things. I mean, I'm pissed at him, but like, you know. I feel like, was the Memoirs one? The Memoirs is after the bad ending. Well, not really. It's just, yeah, it was after, no, the Memoirs one is after the first bad ending. The second one, we're basically gonna die at the ocean. This was after we disappeared. A silly question was the one that existed. So we'll end with a silly question, because that one will be nice. You're asking to record my account of things? That's actually a great idea. I've been thinking about writing about everything that's happened. But I'm guessing most of the people reading this wouldn't know much about my homeland, Japan. Actually, I thought we got one after Riku's... Oh, maybe that was just in the... I was thinking, like, he wrote us a letter, remember? But that was maybe in the bad ending. I thought it was after. Yeah, no, maybe that was part of the ending, and I was just thinking of it as being this. Alright, well, anyway, I guess none of them are bad, so that's cool. That happened. Anyway. And this will be a good opportunity to talk about how I arrived on the island. I'll start at the beginning. My father's name is Masuda Jinbei. He served Lord Yukinaga. Konishi Yukinaga, who is a Christian feudal lord, and that's how he was baptized. Lord Konishi died at the Battle of Sekigahara. Sekigahara came out, but Konishi Yukinaga couldn't come out. Which led to the loss of support to us Christians. And despite the loss, my father kept his faith in Deus' teachings and lived a life of hardship as Ronin. He believed that one day Deus would deliver salvation. He really did. I was raised in Amakusa and Shimabara. Those red light districts. And they were both living hells. The people were heavily taxed and constant flooding brought about famine that lasted years and years. What made matters worse was the oppression of the Christians by the government. And the way they treated us Christians was horrible. Really, really horrible. I can't really say much more about it here, but it was hell. Many of my brothers and sisters died saying their final prayers in front of me. In the midst of all this, my father told me I was a divine messenger sent by Deus to save the people of our land. That's a lot of pressure your father put on you there. Apparently my birth was foretold in a prophecy by a certain padre. I never once heard Deus' voice in all my life. But by taking on that role to save others, I thought I could be saved too. I did everything I could to lead the people. But that day I was captured at Hara Castle and beheaded. It was springtime. In my final moments, I saw a sea of cherry trees in bloom. The next thing I knew, I woke up on this island, completely drenched from head to toe. Could you imagine then you see cherry trees in full bloom right as your head's being chopped off? Think about that, and then think of now you're in Yomi and you see the fucking cherry tree at the bathhouse, and you're just like... It's like a weird nostalgia happening. You're like, brings about the moment of my beheading. Like, it's gotta be like... Just like a weird thing that like, I don't know why that popped in my head. Like, that's gotta be weird seeing that fucking cherry tree then, huh? I just feel like it would be. I know it sounds like some bizarre story, but I'm not lying about any of it. Even talking about it makes me wonder if it was a dream. No, it wasn't a dream. I mean, I'm a resident of this island now. Yes, this is reality. I'm the leader of the Green and will soon be your husband. By the way, that peach seed I planted in the ground already sprouted. Could it be because of the fertilizer blend from Lord Jigen? Or maybe it's from the water I got from Tsukiyomi. And there are so many mysterious things about this island, and I'm sure I'll run into many more. In Japan, a padre told me that death wasn't to be feared, and that those who died would find eternal happiness in Paraiso. Paraiso? Probably. But here I am, alive. You don't know that. I spoke with Lord Jigen about it, but neither of us could come up with a good answer, so we just decided that it was all thanks to the ocean. When I woke up on the beach, I was worried sick, trying to figure out what happened to everyone I left behind. Why was I the only one to make it here? I was given no answers from either Deus or the ocean. Regardless, I decided that I'd live my life here, with her, beside her. I actually fell in love for the first time on this island. When I was in Japan, there was no time for me to even think about love. I always thought the best tasting thing on this island was Yosuga's mint chocolate ice cream, but I have to correct myself. It's my lips, isn't it? Oh, no, okay. I thought he was going to go right back to that. Man. It's actually the ice cream soda I had with her. To be specific, it's not just soda. I think anything we enjoy together is the most delicious. There are different kinds of love in the world. Agape, philia, love of nature, love of God. And I believe each kind of love is equally precious. But the love I have for her is special. And the only reason I'm alive now is because of her. And I'll do my best as leader of the Green, and I'll do my very best as her husband. We'll make this island even better in the future, so please come and visit us someday. It's like a memoir that we're writing and we throw into the message in the bottle that's gonna then go to... Weird. A silly question. Our last one. Well, it's a good thing. Now we know. So I'm guessing, we'll get more stories for other people, some of the other side characters, like Nugusa eventually, but... Not yet. But, I feel like, I guess at this point they were like, yeah, we can have Kanan and Kaina because now you know what a shady... Because, in Riku's route, you don't really know what a shady bitch Kanan is. You know, he's just kind of there. And in this one, it's like, he's a shady bitch! I mean, you knew he was a shady bitch, but you weren't like... You were like, I know you are, but you haven't proven it to me yet. And now it's like, it's all out on the... He just threw his whole hand down, you know? Tokusata's voice hurts my throat right now. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. Wow, you're right. I can see Tenyo Island from here. What a great view. I feel like his voice has fallen off the rails the last few parts, but that's because it's hard to do. Right? I can see the island anytime I want. And the Green District doesn't have any tall buildings, so this is really something. Tokusata, watch out! You don't want to fall. Sorry. Seeing you so happy makes me glad I invited you here. Of course I'm happy. I've never been in a lady's room before. Well, Tokusata, you went into my hideout. I was like, hut? What the fuck is the word I'm looking for? And then I was like, me pausing like, you went into my, I was trying to think of the word hideout. I was like, hut? No, hut. And then I was like, oh, I gotta find the right word quick because it sounds awkward. You went into my, and I'm like, oh no, that's not what I And I couldn't find the word because it felt awkward. And I was like trying so hard to find the word to not leave an awkward silence any longer. Oh my god. Anyway. We looked at each other, blushing slightly. Even though we already promised each other that we would be married, there were still a lot of things to be embarrassed about. And when I came here before, I sort of stormed in, didn't I? I thought I'd never make it past the doorway ever again. I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm tired. Leader of the Yellow, Lord Doma, your life ends tonight. And after that... No. Please be honest. I can hold myself back, I think. Tokusata was leaning against the balcony railing and gazing out at Tenyo Island. And I was gazing at him. He looks a little different now, I think. It had been a couple of weeks since it was decided he would become the next leader. I heard Lord Seneho was currently teaching him about what it meant to be a leader and the rules that needed to be followed. Sis, what's the matter? Is there something on my face? I was just thinking about how much more mature you look now than when I first met you. Now he looks exactly the same. Huh? You're saying that to me too? Akaza, Kuroba, and Yosuga have been teasing me about that. What a shame they noticed before I did. They aren't teasing you at all. Everyone can see you're a lot more mature now. You think? His bashfulness was the same as before. He was so cute and lovable. Do people's faces change that much overnight? Well, I wasn't talking about maturing in the physical sense. I guess you look smarter now. Are you saying I looked dumb before? That's not what I meant! You're just even better than you were already. Got it? If you say so, sis. I'll get it. He looked embarrassed again, so I finally... CG? Lunge at him. Tokusata, I love you. What? What in the... I just wanted to hug my future husband. Stop it! You can't say that! Oh? You don't like what I said? I'm happy about it. Good. I hugged him with every ounce of love I had as he tried to wriggle free. Sis, don't tell me you think I'm just a giant version of a pet mouse or something. Huh? I can't believe you could hug me so easily. Do you even really see me as a man? Of course I do. Then are you treating me like a little kid? I mean, you look like one. I knew it. You do see me as a kid. That's not true. I mean, you are younger than me, aren't you? But I'm gonna be the leader of the Green next month. Seeing Tokusata straighten up so proudly was so cute that I wanted to snuggle him again. Doesn't matter how old you are. Sometimes when you're cute, you're just cute. But I better restrain myself for now. And someday I'll become an outsider even greater than Lord Jigen and Lord Doma. I doubt that. Lord Doma's best. He might be our dad. He might actually be our dad, and I'm pretty sure Kanan was like, girl, he might be a daddy. I wonder how many people played this game and, like, read that and went, whoa, oh my god, wait, is Doma our dad? Holy shit. And, like, actually, like, that was, like, a news flash, something that they didn't even consider. Like, it just never occurred to them that Doma was could be our dad. And then all of a sudden, when that happened, they were like, I wonder what kind of crisis they had. I want to know. I want to know, if you played the game and you read Kanan's story where it was confessed that Doma had a kid on the island, obviously don't tell me if it is us or not, because I don't want to know that, because I'm not there yet, and I might not get to the point of finishing the game by the time you get to this part and leave comments, right? So don't spoil. But I just want to know, when you read that, were you like, Wait, could Doma be our dad? And did you have an existential crisis? Was it like, oh my god, like an amazing, like you were happy about it, like holy shit, that's amazing, or you were like, what? No. I'm curious. I just want to know people's reaction because, I mean, you saw mine. Like, yeah, I told you, bitches. Like, it was hilarious because, like, I was actually, like, fairly certain the game wasn't going to go in that direction at all. And I was just like, nah, that's just me. Like, Doma could be our dad. You don't know. I mean, it was a possibility, but, like, I just didn't think the game would actually go there. I was like, oh, I figured the game wasn't actually going to even go there. I was like, here's me just throwing things out there, and the game's like, bitch, whatever, no. And then it's like, actually, maybe. What? I didn't. Okay. Like, I saw it coming, but I didn't, actually. Funny. I mean, we still don't know. He might not be, but I just think it's hilarious because now the game is absolutely trying to make you think that. Whether it's true or not, you know what I mean? It's... The game is like, ha ha ha, now you will be wondering if Doma's actually your dad the whole time. It's so great! It's so great because I feel like it fucked with so many people, and so many people are like, wait, stop, what? And I just want to know if you're one of those people that, like, had an existential crisis because you didn't see that coming, didn't even think about it, and then it was, like, something that all of a sudden the game, like, slapped you in the face with and made you start wondering if Doma was your dad, and you were very confused. Or if you were like me and was like, nah, I kind of was suspicious the whole time, and when you found out, you're laughing your ass off because you're like, shit, game, I didn't think you would really go there. But, like, okay. Also, it's gonna be weird. Again, he's her dad. He can be my daddy, even though he's her dad, because, like, I still love Domo. Hi. Anyway. Again, it could have been, he could be somebody else's dad, but I just feel like the game purposely put that in there to mess with your head and make you think he could be your dad. Because it's either going to be, he absolutely is, and they were like, hello, we told you, or, haha, we just wanted you to think that. Either way, still funny, because I bet nobody thought of that. Well, I'm sure there were people that did, but, like, I feel like a lot of people, that was a shock. And, like, anyway. Even greater than Lord Jigen and Lord Doma? No. Or at least I hope, because I think we read most of that. I don't know. It was the first time he ever said anything like that. Tokusata really did take root on this island. Huh? Why do you look like you're gonna cry? I'm just happy, that's all. You really are more mature and more manly, and just more of an adult now. No need for flattery. It's fine. Okay, he looks precious in this part of the CG. Like, he still has his lolly boy eyes, and he's like Tokusata, but not. But, like, it's like adorable. Like, oh, aw. Not like, I'm in love with you, but just like, you're so precious! You're so, like, adorably pretty. I love it. Anyway. He gave me a gentle hug that made my cheeks flush. Of course it makes me happy. But right now I'm still a sprout. Sprout? You mean like a plant? Right. I've only just sprouted on this island. And I'm no match for that peach seed. And that seed sprouted in one day, then started bearing leaves after only a week. Even you have to admit that's strange. Tsukiyomi said that he watered it using the water from Ikemizu's spring on Tenyo Island. I'm sure that's why. Sis, you seem to solve everything with Tenyo Island. On the bright side, I'm happy we might be able to harvest peaches much sooner than planned. Fine, I'll give you that. I guess this is what it means to be your husband from now on. We should go and collect some water from there one day. Huh? You mean you're gonna take me to Tenyo Island? Tsukiyomi told me that he would tell me how to get through the whirlpool since I found my husband. Huh? Really? He approves of me? Let's go together. I want you to meet my mother, too. Spacey... Don't worry. Do I look a bit sad right now? I'm not going there to feel depressed. I just want to boast about finding a wonderful husband. Tokusata wiped the corner of his eyes with his fingertips. He then hugged me tightly. Sis, if you don't mind, how about we invite Lord Fuso? Yeah, Grandpa! In the past couple of weeks, Tokusata and I found more time to speak with him. I'm so glad we actually adopted him as Grandpa. He always listened to us calmly and with a gentle smile on his face. I'm sure he'd like to go back. Even if there's no one there, he can be with his love again. We can take Doma too. We don't know that he has a lover there. Had one, anyway. You're right. Talking to Lord Fuso always reminds me of that night when your Aroha flower finally drifted to me. And the lunar fairy might be gone, but instead the waves brought it to me. The waves bring forth what one seeks, and the ocean saved me again back then. Again? The waves brought me to this island. What the fuck are you doing? Where is making so much noise? If only I could return to Amakusa. Even though he was like, it was a hellhole. The young boy who gazed out into the ocean under the vermilion sky was no more. Strange that I'd say that after all that yelling about going back home. But I'm really grateful for what the ocean's done for me. I mean, I did die once, you know? My luck were any different, I'd have washed ashore in front of you dead. Thank goodness that didn't happen. I can't wait to have some peaches with you, sis. I'm sure the tree will bear lots of fruit, so we can give some to Lord Jigen, and even take some to the bathhouse to make into sweets. That's a splendid idea. By the way, I've always wanted to ask you, but between mint chocolate, cream soda, peaches, and me, which do you like the most? Tokusata, do you know how silly that question is? Oh, you do know how silly that question is, right? Obviously, it's mint chocolate ice cream. Of course I love you most of all. I'm glad to hear it. Kiss. You kissed me gently, and my body tensed. The sun was still up, and we were out on the balcony. Someone could see us. What about you? Between mint chocolate and me, which do you like more? That's a silly question, isn't it? Of course it's mint chocolate. I'm just kidding. Of course it's you, sis. We kissed again. It's my first time too, Tokusata. The first time I've ever invited a man into my room or kissed him out in the open like this. The bright sunlight only intensified my embarrassment, but I couldn't stop myself from kissing him. I'm honored to be by your side from now on. You are my one and only love. Beautiful. Okay. So, and that's everything. Yep, we got everybody. Okay. So I'm wondering, like, so we'll get some other characters. Maybe there's other oh, wait, oh my god. Oh my god, we're gonna get a Domo one, aren't we? And maybe a Tsukuyomi. Right? Because... that'll be our thing. So we have one... There's like 9 or 10. So like we could get Jigen and Doma and Shura and like Nagusa, and who else has a sprite? There's a bunch. Like all of these. Who the hell are all these people though that are gonna like... Who else has sprites? Like Doma, Jigen... Oh, Tsukuyomi. How did I forget Tsukuyomi? Oh my god. Oh, Sakio. You know what's funny? Sakio didn't get like a little after story memoir thing after Riku's. You think he would have. But maybe he's got a route to play. You know what? I bet he's going to have something in Kuroba's. Because Kuroba's a doctor and everything like that, so. But. And maybe there'll be more stuff about us. Or maybe we're going to get like a Paris. Oh, Camellia could have one? Yeah, okay. But there's still some missing, I feel like. Oh, whoops, no, I meant to stay into treasures, sorry. We want to go into memories. Look at God, I love Akasa so much. Oh, okay, so our newbie ones are these ones. Like, oops, I did not mean to do that. Like, he's adorable. I feel like this should be the one that we use at the end, even though, for this, even though technically at the end of Riku's, we used, did we use his, like, sexy sleeping CG? I don't remember, but, like, this one's beautiful too. But it's, like, from the bad ending. It's still pretty. And then, of course, we can't forget, hey, we have one. Yeah, the others. Like this one. Which is just so disturbing and wrong. But so fucking pretty! Like... Oh, Tsukuyomi. Like, this one's still beautiful from Riku's route, but like, this is, I know it's a bad ending, but like, the bad ending CGs, like, this one with Shura is gorgeous. This one with these two and this, like, creepy, bad drug situation is just gorgeous. It's beautiful. Why? Game, stop it. Oh, yeah, because I feel like this is the one that we used. Was it? Was it that one? I don't remember. I feel like it was that one, but it was like... So I feel like we should use, like, one of these sexy CGs, but this one is just, like, so perfect. You know what I mean? It's so cute, and it's, like, it's Tokusata. But anyway, yeah, so that was Tokusata's route. So according to the guide, Yosuga is next, which is absolutely amazing because I love him. So I'm very excited because Riku was one of my favorites, and so that was great. Yosuga is one of my other favorites, so that's going to be great. So, and I kind of need another character that I really like after this. That sounds wrong. I like Tokusata as a character, and I think they did a good job with his route. His route was fun, and it was pleasant and cute, but I don't have the connection to it. Like, playing Riku's route, you're like, oh my god, I love this so much. I love Riku. Oh my god, right? Until Akaza shows up, and you're like, I haven't forgotten about you. Don't worry. But, like, going through Tokusata, you're like, uh-huh. Yeah. You're not my favorite. I mean, I'm here for the story, and that's great and all, but it's like, you know, I want to move on to a character that I have the eyeball hots for. You know what I mean? See what that's like. So game better not fuck it up. And then, I mean, Cordoba's not bad. I feel like Yosuga, Riku, and Akaza are like, okay, are like my top 3. But like, Cordoba's in there. Like, I do like him, and I feel like his route's going to be good, and it's probably going to be like, I still like you, but you're kind of in that middle where I'm like, I don't really, like, I like you, but you're not one of my top 3. So you're like the 4th, I guess? And then, like, unfortunately, Tokusata and Himuka get put on the bottom because they're the lolly boys, and I'm just not into that at all. So it's like, nah. Even though your story's cute, if you replace Tokusata, like, with the Tokusata that we see in some of the CGs, I probably would have been a little more invested in the route. You know what I mean? But you made him look 12. What are you going to do? Himuka might be more interesting just because I feel like he's got a lot of secrets, and there's going to be a lot of shit coming out in his route, so... I might not be there for the romance, but I'm there for the intrigue, I guess. But anyway, next part, we'll be starting Yosuga's route. So I'm going to give myself a couple of days off, which is perfect because it's a Friday right now, so I'm finishing this. So, you know, Saturday, Sunday, and then maybe Monday I can start Yosuga's route. So I kind of really wanted to finish this game before the beginning of November, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because I do take quite a while to record, so... Interesting. But yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.